The medium of games is home to a multitude of different genres that all offer different experiences to fans, although some genres are inarguably more popular than others. The action-adventure genre has been one of the most popular ones even to this day. Action-adventure games have evolved massively since the old days, and now encompass a much broader range of experiences. 2022 is looking to be a great year for that genre, and here are some games that you should keep an eye out for. Please note that due to the sheer amount of action games coming out in the near future, there are bound to be many anticipated releases missing from this list. And with that out of the way, let's jump in. Grand Theft Auto V for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Grand Theft Auto V has been one of the most popular games for a long time now, and even after 8 years since its initial release, its online component is growing stronger than ever. Rockstar is hard at work on the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions of the game, and while we don't know if we can expect any version-specific new content or the like, the game is set to be one of the biggest releases of the year nevertheless. A Plague Tale: Requiem. A follow-up to the 2019 cult classic A Plague Tale: Innocence, A Plague Tale: Requiem sees players reprising the roles of the sibling duo Amicia and Hugo de Rune, as the latter's powers once again awaken the plague and start to cause death and destruction all around. There's not a lot of information on the gameplay front, although fans can expect to see the game building on the foundations of the first one. Add even better production values into the mix, and A Plague Tale: Requiem is shaping up to be a worthy sequel. It'll be released for all major platforms sometime in 2022. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Insomniac's take on the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man has been met with great critical and commercial acclaim, and hence it's no surprise that the developers are at work once again for a fully fledged sequel. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 will see Peter Parker and Miles Morales teaming up to defeat the deadly Venom. No gameplay info has been shown, although we do know there could be new symbiote-infused suits in the game. It's in development for the PS5 and will be releasing sometime in 2023. God of War: Ragnarok. A conclusion to the Norse saga that began all the way back in 2018 with God of War Ragnarok is one of the most highly anticipated releases of this year, and for good reason. Sony Santa Monica's twisting of the mythos has us really excited for what awaits the father-son duo as Fimbulwinter approaches, and with additions such as sled riding and grapple hooks. Ragnarok is set to be one of the biggest PS5 exclusives of this year, though it would be releasing for the PS4 as well. Saints Row. Developed by Volition, the Saints Row reboot will take place against the sunny backdrop of a fictional city by the name of Sant'Alessio. The reboot seems to be focusing more on gang culture and warfare within the city, and looks to be doing a great job at embracing the eccentric tone of the series that has come to define it over the years. It's still a bit rough around the edges, although we do hope to see it get in better shape as it reaches its imminent release date for all major console platforms and PC on the 23rd of August. Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghostwire Tokyo is all about defeating the weird mishmash of urban legends and Japanese yokai enemies against the backdrop of, you guessed it, Tokyo. Assuming the role of Akido, players will have to cast a bunch of spells to weaken the spirits of these enemies, and once their core is exposed, get up close and take down the spirit. It looks to be supremely fun and fast-paced, which, coupled with excellent art direction and gorgeous environments, will most likely make Ghostwire Tokyo one hell of a game. It releases for PS5 sometime this year. The sequel to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Easily one of the best games of the last generation, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild's revolutionary open-world design concepts are what would come to inspire countless developers to put exploration and sense of discovery at the forefront of the open-world experience. Nintendo is set to dominate the genre once again with its upcoming sequel to the 2017 classic, which will feature floating islands, the ability to reverse the flow of time, or even pass Link through concrete walls. Not a lot needs to be said why the sequel to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild is one of the most highly anticipated games currently in development, and fans can't wait to jump back into the cheery world of Hyrule when it releases for the Switch sometime in 2022. The Lord of the Rings: Gollum. The Lord of the Rings Gollum sees players taking control of, well, Gollum, who is suffering from a split personality disorder. From what's known, the gameplay entails crawling around the game's environments to stealthily take down foes in the most creative ways possible. More details are sure to follow suit as the game nears its vague release window of 2022 for all major console platforms and PC. Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. Currently in development at Rocksteady Studios of the Batman Arkham series fame, Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League sees players take the roles of some of DC's most iconic anti-heroes, namely Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and King Shark, as they team up to take down the Justice League, whose members have been brainwashed by Brainiac. Gameplay looks to be of the same ilk as the Arkham games, although a ranged character like Deadshot would play very differently to a nimble character like Harley Quinn, who in turn would play very differently to the tanky King Shark, and so on. Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League releases for all current-gen consoles and PC sometime this year. Trek to Yomi. Trek to Yomi is a cinematic experience set against the backdrop of feudal Japan, as players assume the role of a samurai fighting against forces of evil to save his homeland, rendered in a refreshing black and white art style reminiscent of samurai films of the past. Trek to Yomi features visceral sword fighting that should be a joy to engage with. It releases for all current-gen consoles and PC sometime in 2022. Everwild. Announced all the way back in November of 2019, Everwild is the latest game in development from Rare. Taking the role of an Eternal, players will be tasked to defend nature's flora and fauna from the bug swarms that threaten to destroy them. The art style looks striking, and the creatures featured within the trailer also look equally intriguing. The game's development cycle hasn't been the smoothest, although we are confident that Rare will deliver an exceptional experience at the end. It's in development for Xbox Series consoles and PC with no firm release date, although rumors suggest that it wouldn't be out until at least 2023. Senua's Saga: Hellblade 2. Ninja Theory delivered a chilling experience in the form of 2017's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, familiarizing players with the complex character of Senua and her condition of psychosis as she brings back her lost love. Senua's Saga: Hellblade 2 is a continuation of the narrative of the first game, although no specific details can be discerned from the current trailer. That said, it certainly looks to be building upon the excellent foundations established in the original, and with gorgeous visuals and spot-on motion capture, Senua's Saga is shaping up to be a worthy successor. It will be released for Xbox Series consoles and PC sometime in the future. Hollow Knight: Silksong. The platformer genre has seen a bunch of great releases over the past few years, although few have come close to capturing the magic of Team Cherry's Hollow Knight, which combined its dystopian setting of Hollow Nest with its cutesy art style, along with great platforming and memorable boss fights. Its follow-up, Hollow Knight: Silksong, will see players controlling Hornet as she explores the kingdom of Farloom and the many secrets that lie within its walls. A new healing system, a robust quest system, and new movement abilities are just some of the new additions that players can expect from Silksong. It'll be released for Switch and PC sometime in the future. Star Wars: Eclipse. Quantic Dream's long-rumored Star Wars game was formally announced during last year's The Game Awards, which will see players controlling different Star Wars characters in the High Republic era. Much like the developer's previous projects, Eclipse is also a narrative adventure with a strong emphasis on its choice and consequence mechanics. We have yet to see any actual gameplay, which isn't surprising considering it's still in active development. There's currently no information on when the game will be released and on which platforms. And that brings us to the end of the video. A quick request: we upload new videos every single day, and if you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Also, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon so that you can receive daily video updates. Thanks for watching.